welcome everybody to a little special episode of the story of Half-Life. In this one, we're just going to quickly go through the story and then have a look at some of the enemies and what exactly is going on in Half-Life. Because I know watching it can be a little bit confusing at times. Like, what is the story? What are the enemies? Where are they coming from, etc. So, in this one, we're going to have a little quick rundown of what is actually going on in the game. So for this, I'm using the Half-Life Wiki website, which is a very good website. I've actually been using it because it's very detailed on what Half-Life, what is going on in Half-Life, and it doesn't just cover that; it covers every other game of them. So you got the storyline, characters, enemies. You got Half-Life 2, you got the VR portal, etc. So it's quite a good website. So I'm going to use it to just cover the story, because it can make it confusing. Now, I don't like this video. If you wonder what this big gap is, it's because they're trying to do an advert, and so I blocked that. Like, get this shit out of here. I don't watch adverts. Do I like this video? No! Right. If we scroll down here, we can see all the chapters that we did on Half-Life, starting from 1 to 20. And there's Gordon Freeman dealing with tentacles in the blast pit. Very nice artwork, actually. See if I can zoom in. That's good artwork. And you got two security guards falling to their death. That's nice. Alright. So if we go through the story chapter, this is the hazard course. Obviously, you saw that in the practice video as I tried to get the settings in there correctly for the series. So it's basically just a tutorial on what to do. Nothing wrong there. Right. Chapter 1. The Black Mesa Inbound. This is the very start of the game where Gordon Freeman enters the facility. So Gordon Freeman rides the tram at the underground lab at 8:47 AM and passes Barry Calhoun. That's the security guy down here. He's main in Half-Life 2 and Episode 1 and 2. Although you wouldn't really notice if you first time playing it, you would have no idea who he is. He's just a normal dude. See him bashing on the door, and as locked doors, Gordon continues trip. The public announcement system announces that most recent news making ironic comments about the healthcare measures, radiation tests, large pools of radioactive waste pass beneath him. So yeah, it was basically the what was going on in the facility. Doors open as he slowly goes underground in the test chamber. From the windows, Gordon can see nuclear missiles ready for transport to site, robots nearly crashing into the tram, and workings of Black Mesa. Basically, everything was working smoothly. At a loader crossing, the tram stopped. On the left, G-Man is spotted. Yeah, we did see that. That's the first sign of trouble when G-Man is seen. Gordon's tram reaches destination. After stepping onto the catwalk, Gordon's day begins. And I didn't think it'd end up going to Zen and all that, but... So that's Chapter 1. Chapter 2. Anomalous materials. They're waiting for you, Gordon, in the test chamber. Scientist reminds Gordon of his duty. Arriving at the Anomalous materials laboratory of his usual place of work, Gordon dons his HEV suit, which is the orange armor thing, and the shield, what we were using. Continuing down to the lab, Gordon finds himself face to face with the people conducting the test. They inform him that they have a unique and large sample of unclassified origin, which is the orange crystal that we pushed into the machine at the first episode, and that they were doing a normal procedure to accommodate for this. Once in the test chamber, he goes to the control panel, presses the button, start on the rotors for the anti-mess spectrometer. Rising up from the delivery system, a sample arrives, which is the crystal. A standard procedure for a non-standard specimen. They assure him, "Go ahead, Gordon. What does he say? Slot the something in the carrier." Gordon proceeds to put the carrot in the beam. The scientists begin to tell him that the anti-mess spectrometer... to tell him to stop. Basically, I'll load this up. So if you can see, there's the crystal. So basically, our job is to push that into the machine, but as we know, something goes very wrong. But he's unable to hear them. Everything goes black. All he can hear is the sound of heavy breathing. Another flash of green, and he's in a strange alien world, which is Zen. Just within the pool of green light around him, an odd-looking bipedal life form stared at him, which is the water guns. Confused, another flash of green light, and he's in a destroyed chamber. So yeah, basically, this is an unknown crystal. I can imagine probably G-Man did something to do with this. I'm pretty sure he probably just brought this in. It's like, oh, the science like, oh, well, let's try this thing. And G-Man's like, yes, good. So we put the crystal in the machine. Everything goes titties up, and everything becomes hell. So then we go on to chapter 3, which is called Unforeseen Consequences. And you definitely tell G-Man's done something, because even he says prepare for unforeseen consequences, so he knew that this was coming. Black Mesa has received a massive structural damage, and to make matters worse, aliens from Zen begin to flood into the facility. After being told that all the phones are out, Gordon is requested by his colleague Eli Vance to make it to the surface to acquire help. Now, if I can find the picture of it, there's a little head crab, look. So if you're wondering who Eli Vance is, that's Eli Vance. And if I can find the picture, there he is. So this is the dude that was, I'm pretty sure when you come out the lift, he's there. I think there's a guy wounded or he's dead. And then he's standing there. He opens the scanner so you can go into the control room. And when that's when the beam comes flying through the window and blows everything up. So that's actually Eli Vance, which is the father of Alex Vance from Half-Life 2 and the VR game. So we'll go into his story at another time. So Eli Vance tells him to make to the surface to acquire help. Gordon finds a crowbar and gets past the obstacles by smashing the shit out of them. Since the tramp is too damaged to work, he must cross. If I just scratch my ear, thank you. He must cross Sector B's reserve facility in order to find a way out, which is this. Now, funny enough, we didn't actually see this. This is not part of the game. I think they should just cut content. It looks cool though, doesn't it? But the thing we did do was this. So basically, obviously, you'd have to go across the bridge to get to the other side. But obviously, you can see it's bulged. So you come out here, you deal with these aliens, go through the water, and then you come up one of the sides here, and then you go through the door. So if I go back to the previous one, there we go. And okay, Gordon occasionally wishes G-Man watching him from out of reach places, always walking off for Gordon and get to him. Now we did see him once or twice. I think we saw him on the other side of a door. But if there is other areas where you could see him, I didn't see it. From there we go on to chapter 4, which is the office complex. Hey, what the hell are you doing down here? Get topside. I heard those troops are coming for service. Wrong. Gordon reaches the security office complex where several scientists and security guards are barricaded into the rooms, hiding from the Zen creatures that keep coming. He hears from personnel the military have arrived to rescue the people trapped at the facility. And this is one of the rooms where you have to push the boxes together to get up the roof into the ceiling area. It looks different, doesn't it? The picture looks different from the gameplay. Two little head crabs. Moving on to chapter 5, we've got hostiles. Yeah, this is where the military decides to, you know what, fucking kill us. See, this is probably like a pre-rendered version or like the alpha game, because it does look different. You know what I mean? It looks odd. Okay, Gordon's making good progress, passing through this various storage and staging area. Excuse me. Continuing his hunt away to the surface, Gordon learns that the soldiers are coming on a rescue mission have already arrived. He attempts to join up with them, but walks into a room and witnesses Marine killing the shit out of a scientist. He then discovers that the Hazardous Environment Combat Unit, which is these dudes, they're actually that's their actual name. They're called the HECU, which obviously stands for Hazardous Environment Control Combat Unit. has taken control of Black Mesa. It's not just killing the aliens, but it's targeting everyone in the project to keep a media circus from beginning. So basically, they want everything to stay within the facility, so it doesn't get leaked to the world. Throat's a bit groggy this morning, probably because it's like 10 o'clock in the morning on Christmas Eve. Okay. When he reaches the surface, Gordon finds that the facility is totally under control and worse off in the middle of an artillery bombardment. Taking cover, he's forced back in the underground complex. However, it is stated by scientists that the surviving members of the Lambert team in the Lambert complex at the other end of the facility may be able to close the rift. Therefore, Gordon begins his journey across the Black Mesa to reach him. So we do reach the surface, but then we have to go back underground in order to make it to this area here. It looks really different, doesn't it? Obviously, this looks pretty similar. That definitely isn't. That's one of the eggs. That's the portal at the end. That's one of the areas where you fill up the water, and you got two grunts there, and you got them fighting the military there. That's where Jerry. It's a Jerry egg. We'll find out about Jerry in a minute. So basically, yeah, we make it to the surface, and the HECU turn up, and then we're forced back down. Bastards. Blast pit. This is where the boss is. These are the tentacles that are covering the blast pit. Gordon enters abandoned, largely sealed off area of Black Mesa, dating back to its earlier days as a missile complex. So basically, yeah, it was a missile site, but they changed it. Full of mothballed machinery, now used for dumping ground for toxic waste from the rest of the facility, where the HECU soldiers have yet to get a good foothold because of the overwhelming amount of aliens and toxic waste in the area. Arriving at the rocket test site, Gordon discovers the tentacle. After reacting the fuel, power, and oxygen lines, Gordon is able to kill it using the rocket engine to incinerate it and find a way through the meters-long dirt tunnel dug by the tentacle, which is, of course, this thing. So if I click on this, is that the name of it? The Hypercircular Centivia? Common known as tentacle is a large alien creature which will respond violently to sound and vibration. It is first seen in the rocket propulsion test chamber, but is also seen through series on Zen and other areas of Black Mesa research facility. It has a juvenile form in City 17's quarantine zone. Is it? Quarantine zone. Is this from? This is from. Yeah, this is the VR. Oh, I did not know that. That's cool. Looks good, and I would actually play this game. Right? So there's actually a little version in this one. That's cool. I want to see that. Is there a picture of it anyway? No. Concept art. It's got like a base there, isn't it? Blast pit. That's cool. Look at all the little detail. That's where the tentacles were, and then you got all these little bits and pieces. And that's cool, isn't it? Got this other concept of it. Who the fuck, Jeff? The name tentacles growing over the environment. Who the fuck is Jeff? Oh no, there they are. The little juvenile ones. Oh my god, they're cute. What? But seriously, what in the freaking hell is this thing? It's got one on his head. Damn, this thing got messed up. But little tentacles, that's cool. I guess that's a guy from Half-Life Alyx, man. The VR, that's cool. Anyway, back to Half-Life original. So we kill the tentacle, go down here, and then reach chapter 7 power up. Trying to reach the surface once more, Gordon progresses through is thwarted by a Gargantuar in the Sector E materials transport. He then learns of a dying security guard that if he restores the generator, he can ride the tram to the surface. Freeman enters the Hound Eye, infested with subterranean areas, and activates the generator, restoring it to Sector E. And activating more switches, he destroys the Gargantuar patrolling the area by turning on the transformers supplying the rail system with power. It's also possible to kill the Gargantuar using excess amounts of explosives. Interesting. So how you just so if you just beat the shit out of it long enough, it will die. Interesting. Jumping on the tram, he's able to continue to air by smashing through the concrete barrier blocking access to the rail system. And this is the Gargantuar taking on the military. Definitely a like before the game was released, because these guys are different. So if we quickly go on Gargantuar, this mighty beast, you might have seen this before. I think I showed you this before in the episode when I actually was doing with it. So the Gargantuar is a large, powerful species of Zen alien featuring half-life uplink, and opposing force. Interesting. Type soldier. We'll have a quick read of it. We won't go too much into it because we got to do the main bit. But the Gargantuar is about 26 meters, 20 feet tall, mostly blue in color. Has one yellow eye, but that glows red when it perceives a hostile unit. Instead of its hands, it sports two massive pincers that can be opened to emit jets of intense heat. The alien grunt hands are very similar, so those are the dudes that should like the bead launcher things. As well as a pair of visual legs up below the trunk. A common trait is the bipedal Zen creatures. Basically what it means is the arm coming out of the chest there. Huh. Them things are tanks, they really are. But if you kill it, if you blow the shit out of it, then you might be able to get it. We're moving on for there, chapter 8, which is probably for me one of the worst I didn't enjoy it too much. I can understand the meaning of it and all that, but it was painful. And this is the rocket site where we got to go in there and turn it on. The rocket goes woo. Excuse me. So chapter 8, on a rail. As Gordon runs the tram to materials transport section of Black Mesa, he learns that the security guard that he must ride to the high altitude launch center to launch a satellite. With the Lambda team, he can reverse the effects of the Resonance Cascade, which is another term for what happened here. So basically, the term for all this is called the Resonance Cascade, which looks pretty cool. I mean, the green got some water guns coming in there. It's like whee! This is the imagery that we're talking about before, where you go into Zen, you find these dudes. Look at the pretty lights. Got all these little portals coming in as well. So that's mainly the term for it anyway. Freeman also discovers that HECU's true hatred for him, as well as their larger reinforcements. Why? I mean, why? I mean, I might kill some of them, but, you know. They were trying to kill me, fuck thing. Sandbag bunkers with rapid fire sniper rifles, yes. They did get me as well. Mounted machine gun turrets, manual and automated, even mounted rocket launchers. After going round in circles for a while, yes, that actually, I like how they said that. After going round in circles, because it just feel like it. Gordon goes up several elevators, and on last reaches the surface again near the rocket launch site. He sends the rocket into orbit and goes back underground. Which brings us on to chapter number 9, Apprehension. Continuing towards the surface, Gordon encounters a terrifying new aquatic Zen creature called the Ichthyosaur. Ichthyosaur. Basically, it's Jaws. What I kept calling it. This is the Half-Life 1 version, and then you can actually see in Half-Life 2 for like a split second, then you don't see it at all. Like it says here, it makes a small cameo at the start of Half-Life 2. But basically, I just called it Jaws, because it's just some freaky fish. And acquires a new deadly weapon to fight it. After Well, basically, it's just you're talking about the crossbow. Yeah. I mean, it's not like. Well, I suppose it is because it's like a sniper. I suppose. After an underwater battle with the ichthyosaur, he managed to escape and get back on his way. After battling with the Black Ops, another military. This is interesting bit here. After battling with the Black Ops, which is the ninjas, as they refer to them, the ones in the black ghillie suits, another military crew trying to eliminate even HECU. So they are not friendly with each other. They are trying to kill them as well, which is pretty interesting actually, because I thought they're all together. They're not. Freeman is captured by two soldiers. Instead of taking him for questioning the little bitches, out of spite, they remove all his weapons and drop him into a trash compactor. What an asshole. And we got Vortigern. It never looks different because the walls and the floor look different. And the Vortigern has like a different texture to him. I like the green effects there. Which brings us on to residue processing, where we ended up outside here after being pooped out of this trash compactor into a water that smelled like piss. We end up out here with one head crab. Dead scientist over here. I turn the valve, go up there, and in the building we go. So after escaping the trash compactor, getting back to the surface, Gordon stumbles towards a mostly abandoned part of the facility meant for processing and disposing of waste and hazardous materials. Dodging and jumping through acquainted compaction machines, large vasts of waste, and swimming through the furnaces. Yes, fire! As well as riding on gravity-defying conveyor belts, Freeman leaves this part of the facility, which is one of the jumping sections. So you come out, you go in there, you got to jump in there, whee! Unless it's the other way around, because it's either you come out this way or you go that way. From the angle I can't really tell. Which brings us on to number 11. Questionable ethics. With these little anuses waiting for me. Even they look different. I mean, they look a little bit duller in that detail. So, Gordon finds his way up to the secret part of the facility that discovers scientists have been collecting specimens from Zen long before the incident occurred. So they have found Zen for a while. That's important there. Remember, they found Zen ages ago. Inside, Freeman continues to rearm himself to rejoin the battle against the HECU. He also meets alien military units, alien grunts, which is these big boys. Damn. They are a species of aliens that form the bulk of the Nithalis army. So basically, they're his minions, designed by Chuck Jones. Well, you did a good job, Chuck Jones. You did a good job. Yeah, these guys are massive. They're like tanks. We're going back to the continues with finds one of the most powerful weapons of the Tau cannon, which is this laser beam. This thing was sweet. I mean, it looks better in the game. I mean, that looks pre-rendered and all that, but that was a sweet weapon. Soon he heads inside to search for the lava complex. Then we go into the madness of surface tension, which is where the military are on the canyon. Which is currently episode 12, which I need to do the rest of. Gordon again reaches the surface, which is now a war zone. The Vortigons, along with the alien grunts and Gargantuars, have been making determined attacks against the Marines, and the tide of the battle is turning in the favour of the aliens. The Marines call in reinforcements, but it's not enough. Gordon must scale the cliffs and navigate the bombed-out buildings to avoid both sides. Many skirmishes have been seen between the HCCU and alien and Zen forces. Finally, Gordon reaches relatively safely underground. Basically, yeah, it's where the helicopters and tanks start coming in because they're trying to fight it, but they're starting to lose. Forget about Freeman. We're abandoning the base. If you have any last bomb targets, mark them with the tactical map. Otherwise, get the fuck out of there. Which is the map where we could target and blow stuff up. That was fun. The HEC determines they are fighting a battle they cannot win against the Zen aliens. With this having continually failed to neutralize Freeman, they abandon their mission and begin to evacuate the facility, calling in airstrikes and heavy artillery to cover their retreat. Gordon enters the underground storage area to avoid the bombardments and eventually fights his way to the scores of aliens and several groups of decimated HECU forces to reach the Lambda complex. I like how it just says Gordon destroys a tank. Beautiful. And then we're finally here, Lambda Core. After much struggle, Gordon finally reaches the Lambda complex. He discovers that the place where the Black Mesa developed teleportation technology that allowed scientists to travel to Zen in the first place. A handful of surviving personnel who have held themselves up in a small stronghold informed Gordon that the satellite he'd launched earlier was not able to reverse the effects of the cascade because an immense powerful being on the other side is keeping the world open, which of course is the Nithalith. If I'm saying that wrong, I do apologise. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Gordon must go to Zen and kill it and prevent the aliens from taking over completely. Before being teleported to Zen, Gordon gains access to the Arsenal Health and HEV caches and is finally given the long jump module. After attempted interception by alien controllers. Are these the flying little bastards? Yes, you are. I hate you, dudes. Suck my dick. Alien controllers are levitating Zen creatures. They appear intelligent and closely resemble the Nithalith, but smaller. This, along with their name, suggests they are part of the command castle, a cast of intelligent Zen species. Controllers are not seen in Black Mesa Regional facility until Gordon Freeman is about to teleport to Zen, where they are encountered in full force. Gina Cross and Green could see them more frequently in the facility during the moment's increased resonance displacement activity. These guys are annoying. They just shoot energy balls at you. What do they even do? Unlike most alien controllers, does not have an HD version. Dude, these things are weird. These things are weird as hell, but they're basically like little versions of the Nithalith, aren't they? Little bastards. I hate them. Okie dokie. So the picture you saw earlier with the teleporters, you got to jump through the red ones to get through to the green ones, and then make it to the top. And then this is the room where the portal is turned on. Now we move on to 15, Zen. Once in the border world of Zen, Gordon encounters many aliens that are teleported to Black Mesa in their natural habitats, as well as some remains of HEV weathering researchers came before him. In order to progress, he needs to reactivate a portal inside one of the floating islands of Zen's perimeter. Zen is weird. It's like it's all connected through portals. Like you'd think it'd be one giant area, but it's not. It's like connected through like weird portals. Weird place. Then we've got the Grenache Lair. Freeman is made to face one of the Neolith's most powerful minions, the Grenache. Found in its lair, located in another floating island, Gordon is able to kill it and use the portal created after his death to continue. So it's actually a minion of the final boss, which is interesting. Which is this guy, but I'll show you in a minute because I want to show him at the end. But the Grenache is the final phase of the head crab's life cycle. Basically, these turn into these giant things. That would be, imagine a full army of these. Jesus. Into the name Monster Big Mama. It is encountered as a boss battle taking place in one of the last chapters of Half-Life, Grenache's Lair. Only a single Grenache is encountered by Gordon Freeman during this game. Grenache, thick skin, powerful legs, large testicle underneath, large bag of flesh. Basically, it looks like a giant testicle. Look at the little baby crabs. Little baby crabs. In the Black Mesa remake, Grenache Lair has been greatly expanded with much longer running pursuit through the lair and its tunnels, and the major boss fights occur at the beginning of the level. Cool. I would like to play the Black Mesa version of it. Looks cool. So you got early model. The combined Big Mama pod found in the beta files. It's basically like the giant sack, isn't it? Even the combine is trying to use the thing. Obviously, it was scrapped. And then you got the Grenache itself. Just double check the video. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so basically, giant head crab that serves the Neoliths, and we kick the shit out of it. And then we go to Interloper. Gordon's journey across Zen continues, but his supplies are running short. They were spent on destroying the Grenache. He is teleported to an alien grunt cloning facility. Are these giant? Are they cloning the grunts to make more? What the fuck? Interesting. Where an army of Zen is created there, Gordon finds a group of docile Vorgons working before exiting the facility and getting ready to enter one last portal. So they're cloning the grunts to make thousands, like, rapidly. What the fuck? Clever. Then we come on to the final chapter of the game, the Neolith. Win, you cannot win. He did speak to me, I remember saying that, so he actually speaks to me. Well, tough shit, I'll kick the shit out of you eventually. In a vast cave, Gordon finally confronts the powerful and mysterious being that is holding the portal open, the Neolith. Gordon destroys its healing system, which was the crystals on the wall, allowing him to destroy the vulnerable brain. Yeah, that was hard as hell. As Squidgy dies, it floats towards the ceiling, emitting portals that finally explode in a giant green blast that overpowers Gordon's senses. One of the jumping sections, so if you get teleported out, you got to jump back to the top. To be honest, I didn't like these parkour sections to try and get back up. They were annoying. And then you had the big boy himself. Seriously, his design is crazy as shit. It's one of the crystals healing him. But seriously, look at this guy. He is weird. He's got big titties. Look at this. Seriously, he's got stitching. He's got a hand going on his chest. He's got whatever this thing is. His mouth, but it looks weird as shit. 3 dots. Big brain that opens. Still, he's got titties. Then he's got a sort of machine or some sort of like compartment or something underneath. I don't know what the fuck that was. This guy is mad as shit. So basically, we get the shit out of him. Time to choose. Endgame. When Gordon comes to his senses, he finds himself in front of G-Man. Both are transported to various locations around Zen. While the G-Man praises Gordon's actions in the border world, he lets you explain that his employers have agreed that Gordon has limitless potential and have authorized him to offer him a job. How nice. The G-Man and Gordon are teleported last time to a tram car flying through the space at immense speed. By stepping into the portal and knowing that his only other choice is a battle he cannot win, Gordon accepts G-Man's offer. Finding himself floating in nothingness until he hears G-Man's voice say last time saying, "Wisely done, Mr. Freeman, I will see you ahead." Which then he looks like this in Half-Life 2. I mean, seriously, big difference. I mean, damn. They did a good job. I mean, he looks like, he just look weird. This guy is just one of the weirdest characters in gaming history. Like, seriously, this guy is mad. We've got to the Nylanth. I don't know. The truth. You can never know the truth, is what he says. Nylanth was the supreme leader of Zen forces that invaded Earth during the Black Mesa incident, acts as the main antagonist and final boss of the game. Type Supreme Leader. He has 800 health or to 1,000. Attacks orb, electric orb 30 per damage. That thing's destroyed. It's designed by Ted Blackman, voiced by Michael Sapio. Damn! Obviously it goes into details of what this thing is. You got half of decay, half of 2, half Alex. Oh, is it in Alex as well? Along with any controllers appears in Gary's. Who's Gary? Oh, you're a Vortigern. Hey. Obviously, I don't want to read too much because I do want to play that, but that's cool. Abilities. An alien is capable of actively holding a dimensional rift caused by the Resonance Cascade open. Though not opening a new one, he can control when and where his Vortigern minions are teleported to a fair degree. He also has some form of telepathy, as evidenced in neural messages heard by Gordon Freeman and Zen. He's capable of using energy spheres as a shielding mechanism as well as offense. He can regain health by using Zen crystals. So he can actually teleport them where he wants the aliens to go. This guy is like a fucking. He's mad, isn't he? Zen trampolines. Is this the anus? Yep. It's an anus. Seriously, they look like anuses. I'm sure there's something about Half-Life 2, I'm sure there is. Which is interesting, if I can find it. What does this do? God damn, that is creepy as shit. Even he's saying my name. Saying, comes another, win you cannot win, done, what you have done. You are man, he is not man. For you, he waits for you. Die, all you die, you all die. Alone, like you alone. Like you alone. I am the last. Deceive you, he will deceive you. Now die, now die, now. The slaves, we are all slaves. Truth, thieves, free man, last. You are the last, you are. I'm sure there's a mention of him in Half-Life 2, if I could find it. Nathalith is mentioned by Vortigerns throughout 6017, as well as the all-knowing Vortigern. They are triggered. It is through these messages that he is revealed that the Vortigerns see Gordon as a mesmeric figure after he freed them. So basically, the Nathalith was controlling the Vortigerns, and when you killed him, you freed them from his command, which has then become allies, which is cool. But I'm sure the if I go on to the Combine here, there is, here we go. If I can find it, because what happens with the Nathalith is very important. Starting with Half-Life 2. So, it is unknown how many worlds combine have controls back there. Interdimensional. Now, the Combine invaded the homeworld of the Nathalith species. The defeated Nihilith escaped the onslaught and sought refuge in Zen. It brought with it members of a number of enslaved or an alien allied species, including the Vortigons. Subsequent to the invasion, the Earth became... So basically, after the Nihilith died, Earth became the Combine's most recently known basically target. Following my message, it was acquired that the Earth surrender. Yeah, so basically, the Combine hunted these guys down, and then it escaped to Zen. We killed it, and then they, because of the portal, it had the Combine used it to access Earth, and then they invaded and more or less took over very, very quickly. So that explains how, in a nutshell, where the Combine come from. So basically, so basically the Combine just go around conquering planets and systems, and then they hunted the Nithlit down. That escaped. We killed it, and then the Combine used the portal to find Earth, and then they invaded and took control of it, which is where Half-Life 2 and Episode 1 and 2 come in. It all starts from that. Obviously, we will go through the story of Half-Life 2 when we play it. The Combine do a lot of stuff on Earth. They change a lot of shit. It is a long story. But if you do want to find out more about the story, then do use his website. It has loads of information about Half-Life and all that. Seriously, it has loads. Do it like the video now. But like I said, this is a great website to use. But I do hope this video covered up some of the cracks, maybe, of what the story was going on about. I know I may have explained it a little bit, maybe good here and bad there, but probably not the best. Well, very not the best explanation, but I hope I did try and help give you an understanding of what happened in Half-Life and everything, all the chapters and that. So, like I said, if you still a bit confused, do read this website. It's very good. So, this will be the final episode I will make on Half-Life 1. If you did enjoy this one and be going through the details of it and whatnot, then please do leave this video a like, comment if you have anything to say in the comment section below, and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future. But Half-Life 1 is 100% complete. I am actually thinking, though, before we do Half-Life 2, we might, if I find the games, we might do Opposing Force, and there's another one, if I can find it. It's here somewhere. I know there's two of them, I'm sure there is. Blue Shift. Is Blue Shift the game I'm thinking of? It might be. Blue Shift, Blue Shift. Second Standing expansion pack for Half-Life. Okay. So, okay, got Half-Life, Opposing Force, and Decay. Is Decay's the... Is that the... Yeah, it's okay, that's the Gina Cross thing, so we won't be doing that one because that's a two-player thing. I can't do it on my own. Opposing Force is definitely one of them, where you actually are a military. You're one of the military coming in to help clean it up, which is interesting. It's set not as Gordon Freeman as Corporal Adrian Shepard. So yeah, I might do these two because these would be quite fun. We actually control Barry. Barney, I beg your pardon. That'd be cool. I think we might have a little go at Blue Shift and Opposing Force. I've played them maybe once before. And I remember trying to download this to a PC all those years ago, and I had so many issues with it I couldn't end up doing it. I probably played like 5 minutes of each, and then I couldn't. Oh, there was a demo, or it just didn't work. But if I find a copy, I will play them both. I might as well. But like I said, if you did enjoy this one, do give it a like and all that. And I hope it's like cleaned up a few bits of detail of the story. If not, then do use this website because it's very, very, very good. So, thank you very much for watching. hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you either for Blue Shift Opposing Force, which is likely, or Half-Life 2, but that I haven't really decided what the next series are. I'll either go straight on to Half-Life or do something else, but we'll see. So, as always, like I said twice already, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye now!